Welcome to the second nutrition lesson brought to you by the University of Arizona Cooperative Extension EFNEP team in Pima County. My name is Paula Gonzalez and I will be talking today about the grain group. During lesson 1, we reviewed the fruit and vegetable food groups of MyPlate. The first takeaway message from the previous lesson is to eat 5 a day, which translates to 2 cups of fruit and 3 cups of vegetables every day. This is an average and can change based on your age, gender, and level of physical activity. To learn more, visit choosemyplate.gov. What kinds of fruits and vegetables should we eat? All kinds, including fresh, frozen, canned, dried, and juiced. The second takeaway message is to eat every color of the rainbow, since every color has different types and amounts of nutrients. To get everything our body needs, we must eat a little bit of everything. Adding a lot of color to your plate tastes better and will help you feel better too. This week, we will focus on the grain group. As you can see on my plate, it takes about a quarter of the plate. So what are some of the grain foods? There are 4 main grains that the average American person eats, including corn, rice, oats, and wheat. We will explore some of these foods as well as other delicious grain foods. We will start with corn. Corn can be a grain and a fruit. Yes, I said fruit. Technically, corn, like tomatoes, are a fruit because of the specific part of the plant that we eat, but we can call it a vegetable today. Fresh corn, such as corn on the cob or as a side with your chicken or beef, is more so considered the veggie type of corn. However, corn that is dried and turned into a flour and is made into other foods is considered the grain. Corn can be used to make tortillas, cereals, cornbread, and popcorn, among many other foods. Next, we have rice. There's white rice and brown rice, well, a lot of different types of rice. Rice is prepared in many different ways in a lot of cultures, and everyone has their own preference of how to cook it and what to eat with it. Pastas can also be made out of rice, such as noodles, and you would find these in a lot of Asian cuisines like chow mein and ramen. And of course, we also have oats, and oats can be made into flour, and you can make bread, muffins, cookies, many other recipes. And a lot of granola bars are also made with oats, and there's usually chocolate chips or some dried fruit along with that. And of course, we also have oatmeal, which people can enjoy both cold or hot. Then we have wheat. A lot of food products can be made with wheat, from cereals to pastas, crackers, breads, and other baked goods. This is one of the grain foods that people who have gluten sensitivity or celiac disease need to avoid. Gluten is a protein that is found in grains like wheat, barley, and rye. Only people with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease need to avoid these grains. Gluten, for people that have these conditions, causes an immune reaction in the small intestine, which can damage its lining over time and can limit its ability to absorb nutrients from food, which can cause a lot of health symptoms and conditions. However, the other grain foods that I just mentioned, like corn, rice, and oats, do not have this protein. In fact, a lot of gluten-free options are made from these grains instead of wheat, barley, and rye. There are many more grains out there, and the list on this slide is not an exhaustive list, but there are some options, including those that are gluten-free, which are listed on the left. Like fruits and vegetables, it is important to eat a variety of grains, especially whole grains. So what are whole grains, and why are they good for us? We will explore that in the next couple of slides. Whole grains are grains that contain these 3 main parts, as you can see on the figure on the right, which is the germ, endosperm, and the bran. The germ part of the grain contains B vitamins, protein, and some minerals and healthy fats. The endosperm mostly contains carbohydrates with very few proteins, vitamins, and minerals. The bran, which is the outer layer of the grain, mostly contains fiber, B vitamins, and antioxidants. All of these nutrients help our body with its daily functions. So what isn't a whole grain? How do we know? Let's take rice for example. Brown rice is a whole grain that has all 3 parts, which is pictured on the left. We can see the outer layer here, the bran, which is a brown color. White rice has been processed, also known as refined, which means that the bran and the inner part, which was the germ, were removed. And this left us with the inner part of the rice, the endosperm, which is white. What about other products in grain foods? In the case of bagged or boxed grains, it is important to read the label. Some people base their decisions on the color of the bread, pasta, or cracker, thinking that brown is always a whole grain. But nowadays, some companies have even made white bread that is actually a whole grain. And we can also see the reverse. Some grain products are dyed brown to make it look like they're whole grain. So again, read the labels. Choosing based on color is not enough. We can also see these type of labels. We see whole grain or multigrain, whole wheat or 100% wheat, and it can get a little confusing. What we want to look for on the packaging is the word whole. As you can see here on the right, I have two pictures, and these are perfect examples of what is a whole grain. For the angel hair pasta, we see whole wheat. And for the bread that's right on the right, we see 100% whole grain bread. So what's the difference? Multigrain just means that that grain product was made with a couple of different grains. 100% wheat means that that product was made with only wheat as the grain. So again, look for the word whole. How do nutrients from whole grain foods help our body? The soluble dietary fiber helps reduce blood cholesterol levels, which can reduce your risk for heart disease, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. Insoluble fiber is good for gut health and helps keep your bowel movements regular. It also helps you stay full. Carbohydrates are a source of energy for our body and our brain. Proteins are another source of energy, and they are the building blocks for our muscles and other parts of our body. B vitamins help our body metabolize carbohydrates, protein, and fats, and they release energy from them. B vitamins also maintain the nervous system, and some specific B vitamins like folate or folic acid helps fetal development and reduces risk for neural tube defects like spina bifida. Grain foods also contain iron, which help blood carry oxygen to different body tissues, and oxygen keeps our body tissues alive. Overall, grain foods are essential to keep us moving and healthy. If we eat refined grains, we may lose on a lot of these nutrients, especially fiber, protein, and B vitamins, since refined grains mostly contain carbohydrates. Now that we know various types of grains and all the benefits, we will talk about how many grain foods we should have per day. This table shows different portions we should eat. Portions depend on our age, gender, and physical activity. On average, we should have about 6 ounces of grains per day, but look at this table to see what is appropriate for you. It is important to note that these amounts on the table are appropriate for individuals who get less than 30 minutes per day of moderate physical activity beyond their normal daily activities. Those who are more physically active may be able to consume more while staying within their caloric needs. Again, if you want to learn more about what you should be eating, either consult with your physician or healthcare provider, or also visit choosemyplate.gov. In these slides, I will give you examples of 1 ounce equivalents. That means that this portion or size of food would equal 1 ounce. For baked goods, we have a regular slice of bread. So if you have a sandwich, you would be having 2 ounces. If we look at corn or flour tortillas, they should be about 6 inches in diameter, which is about the size of a slice of bread. If you're choosing English muffins, bagels, or biscuits, a small size would equal 1 ounce. The same with a pancake. A small pancake, which is about 4.5 inches in diameter, would equal 1 ounce, as well as 5 to 6 crackers. When it comes to cooked grain foods like rice, quinoa, oatmeal, and pasta, half a cup equals 1 ounce. And when it comes to popcorn, you can have 3 cups of popped popcorn or 1 mini microwave bag, which is about 100 calories. The idea is to mix and match your grains throughout the day, whether you have them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or as a snack. And with that, Whatever grains you choose throughout the day, remember to make at least half your grains whole grains. That way, not only will you be energized, but you will be getting a lot of nutrients too. An easy way to get some of your whole grains is to create your own trail mix. Popcorn, whole grain pretzels, goldfish, and Cheerios, along with some sweetness like craisins or raisins, make the perfect snack. What other ingredients would you add? If you want to learn more or have any questions, email us at communitynutrition.uofa@gmail.com or contact us through our Facebook, facebook.com/communitynutrition.uofa. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pima County Nutrition Education, EFNEP. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell icon. This will let you know of every time we post a new video and lesson. Thank you again for tuning into this lesson, and we will post a new video soon, so stay tuned.